on how to deploy custom skills built with the Analysis Skill Kit to UI Builder. Now, this feature was released in September of 2025 and is available for users on at least Yokohama patch 6 or Zurich patch 1. Now, for those of you who are newer to the concept of UI Builder, what it is essentially an interface that you can go into to actually go through and configure or create net new experiences. And the primary use case that I've seen is that of working to update workspaces, which are either created out of the box, so you can go through and edit one of these out of the box ones, or you can create a net new workspace for your specific needs. Now, our scenario right now is that we are a manager and we want to get an overview, essentially a daily report of what our team has done across the day. To do so, what we're going to be doing is building a custom skill with Analysis Skill Kit that looks at all the incidents that were assigned to my team and reviews the comments and the work notes that they have added in the last 24 hours to get an understanding of what they've been working on. So to give you an idea of what that might look like, we've got our incident here where I actually added in a work note saying like, hey, I've contacted the caller to deliver the laptop to the nearest IT office. So we want to add in this information and then summarize it in a daily report for the manager to just get insight into how his team is performing. So to do so, let's go into Skill Kit. And conveniently enough, I've already created the custom skill for this. And this is our custom skill, where we have a prompt that's already been written out that essentially says you are a team activity summarizer. And the output is going to be a daily readout for a manager, summarizing the team's activities in a plain text format. Within the context of the prompt, we have these curly braces, indicating that we're bringing in the output from a tool. And the tool is of a subflow. Luckily, we have it open right here within Workflow Studio, and this is a subflow. Inputs and outputs, we've got no inputs, we only have the outputs, which is a list of all the updates made by the team across the past day. And to retrieve this information, first we look up all the incident records that were updated today. And then for each item returned from that first action, we go through and we actually set a flow variable that we've created. And for those who are newer, to create a flow variable, you click on the three-dot menu up in the right here and click Subflow Variables, and then you'll be able to create net new ones. We've just created an output variable called output string. And then within the set flow variables action, we go through and we pass out the information from each particular incident, including the number, the short description, customer comments, and then updates made by a team. We then just indicate to the LLM that this is the end of incident and next incident details begin now. If I can spell. Step 4, once we've gone through and iterated through all those items, we then set the flow variable again just to be that output string. And then we assign the subflow outputs, and this is the value we saved up here, the updates list, to be the output string. To see what this looks like all together, we can run a test. And if we check the output, we can see that we have updates for each incident that was updated in the past 24 hours and the comments and the work notes that were added. So that's the output of the tool that we have. added here. If you go back to the prompt editor and click Run Test, we can see that our daily team activity summary is generated. And if we go into the areas, we can see the grounded prompt. This is the output from that subflow. And then with the tools, we can actually see the input request was nothing because we don't ask for any inputs. And this is a response back from what we added in here from that subflow. So once we're happy with the output of our team daily report, what you normally do is click Finalize in the top right here. I've already done so. And then we go to Skill Settings. Deployment Settings. Select which essentially area you want to deploy your custom skill to. Got the options I just did in Platform underneath a feature called Manager Tools. And then you have the option on the right here to deploy it to UI Builder. And this is super important. You need to just make sure that this is ticked, that is activated. Then go up, hit Save, and then you'll want to publish your skill. Now, because I've already published a skill, it's saying I always need to finalize another prompt to publish, but you'll have the option where you select which of the prompts you've created to actually include in the published skill version. Once you publish your skill, you go to Analysis Admin, click on Analysis Skills, and find your custom skill that you just published. Find your custom skill and go through, and you'll have the option that says activate it. I've already activated it, so it just says edit. And go through the guided setup to activate your skill. So the first one, define access. These are the ACLs where you can decide who can actually trigger your skill. Set display. You'll notice that we don't have an option for UI Builder available here. And that's because once the skill has been activated with Analysis Admin, it's just active in UI Builder by default, as long as you've checked that box. And then we're done. Our skill's active. So let's now go into UI Builder. This is the homepage for UI Builder. And what we're going to be doing is creating a variant of the home page for the Service Operations Workspace in order to add in our component that hosts the daily report. So we're going to go into Experiences. We're going to look for Service Operations Workspace. And within this page, you can see all the unique pages that are available within the Service Operations Workspace. Now, in our scenario, we want to essentially create a new version of the home page in which our custom skill will be deployed to. And the best one, I'd say, is the home page, which is a landing page when you first go into the Service Operations Workspace. And you can see here that there are multiple iterations on what this homepage looks like, and they're all designed for different audiences. In our scenario, we want to go through and create a variant, which is, in our case, we go through and click on the three-dot menu and select duplicate variant. And what a variant is just essentially why there's so many different versions of that page. It's where you go in and a variant will be designed for a different audience. You have different components on this page. We can give it a new name. In our case, it's going to be called the Manager Insights version of this homepage. And we can decide which audiences should have access to this particular page. In our scenario, we'll modify that later. but we now have our variant up and running. So if you've got eagle eyes, you'll notice that in the bottom left here, we have now skills added as a section underneath data and scripts. And this is where we add the reference to our custom skill. So if we click on the plus icon, you'll see a range of generative capabilities. These are the out-of-the-box ones that come directly from the generative controller, such as generate content, sentiment analysis, or summarize. But in our case, we've created our custom skill and we want to use that. So we add it in. And we can see here we have options. So first of all, how to run the skill. It gives you some options on the left here. It displays what outputs, what essentially the object looks like once you've called the skill and you get a response. In our case, we're only interested in the actual response from the LLM, which actually hosts that daily report. We've got the events here, which dictate, okay, when a particular event happens, in our case, the skill has been executed, what do we want to do with that output? And then we have the usage tab here that just indicates when it's being used. So we'll come back to this in a second here. But first we need to define how we're going to trigger the custom skill, and then also define a component to actually host the output from the custom skill. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a UI builder superstar. However, what we'll be doing is going in and first adding a layout at the top of our page where we're just going to have side panel right. And on the right, we are going to add in just a plain old button. And we're going to say, hey, generate daily report. And this is the action that the manager will take to actually generate a new daily report. You can go through and change the icon. You know, you can add tooltips and define styles for this particular button. But we're going to keep it simple today and hit save. We then add in what we're going to do, just a stylized text box to host the output. So this is actually going to host the daily report. And we don't need to set the preset. We're just going to leave it as is. So how do we hook up this button to actually execute our custom skill and then have the output deployed within this component that says let's workflow it? So we're going to use events. So we click on the button, go to the events tab, and we see here that we already have an event defined called button clicked. In here, we add handler, and we want to type in the words execute. And you should see your custom skill along with the event handler called execute underneath. Now what this does is when you click the button, it's going to actually execute the custom skill. And we click continue. And add. We then go back to our custom skill, click on events, and when the execution has been completed, we want to have this response stored somewhere in a variable for us to actually, for the other components to get access to. So to do so, we're going to add handler and say set client state parameter. Now these client state parameters, they're essentially global variables that any component can access at any time. So we're going to set that value once the execution of the skill has been completed. We're going to say the name is daily report, and the initial value, we're just going to say click generate daily report. So this initial value is just the value that you see before clicking the button, and then the value to use after triggering an event. We're actually going to click this bind data option. We then go to data resource, click on the custom skill, result, response, and click on the little arrow icon here. What we just did there is once the custom skill has finished executing, we're then going to actually display within this client state parameter the actual response from the custom skill that contains our daily report. So click Add. Now, the last step, we have got a trigger within the button that then executes the custom skill. When the custom skill has finished executing, it sets the client state parameter variable that we created. We now need to have this component that currently says let's workflow it actually be updated with output text. So to do so, again, we click on this little database icon that says bind data or use scripts. Click on client states, and you should see your client state parameter here, which you call daily report. Again, click on the little arrow icon. We can see that that default initial text is available there. And if we hit save and preview, and then click on the button, and you'll see that this is the exact output that we got from our custom skill, which contains that daily report. Now, formatting could be a little bit better. That's something you can work on within UI Builder. For example, this right now is just in a header tab, so we might want to just change it to a paragraph tab, which has smaller text. You might have the LLM spit out some HTML, so you can directly put that in this component. But the world's your oyster here in terms of what you want to do, but in general, I'll leave that up to you, but that's how you can deploy a custom skill and have the result displayed within your UI Builder components. Thank you.